If you're running into an amp or an EQ, set bass between 11 and 1 o'clock, mid-range between 1 and 3 o'clock, and treble to 2 to 3 o'clock. For the lessons that are in standard tuning, I'll be playing this Polka Dot Flying V guitar, courtesy of Cool Custom Guitars. When using this guitar, we will always be in the bridge position. In fact, Randy often, if not always, had the volume and tone completely off for the neck position. Allowing him to toggle the pickups on and off during rhythm and lead sections as sound effects. The songs Believer and Diary of a Madman were tuned half a step lower than standard pitch. So for those lessons, we will be using a Gibson Les Paul tuned to E flat. This guitar will also be set up with the bridge pickup on and the neck off. If your guitar is out of tune at any time, go to the main menu and select the tuning feature for standard or E flat tuning. By phrase tradition, here I'll show you how you can get a similar tone using just basic effects pedals. For our general tone setting, we are going to use a Carl Martin Plexitone distortion pedal. The boost feature is not used. Level is set to 9 o'clock, tone is just past 3 o'clock, high gain is between 1 and 2 o'clock, and crunch is set to 11 o'clock. I'm engaging the select and drive buttons. Next in line is the classic chorus, where I have rate all the way up. Speed to 9 o'clock, depth is just past 11 o'clock, and level is at 9 o'clock. The third pedal is an echo tone delay, with echo set just past 10 o'clock. Feedback is set between 1 and 2 o'clock, tone is all the way down, and time is set to 3 o'clock. Randy used other effects like a wah and a flanger, but for our general tone, these 3 pedals should do it. Welcome to the phrase-by-phrase guitar method. In this installment, we take a look at the guitar style of Randy Rhoads. My name is Mark John Sternal, and it is an honor for me to be a part of this issue. In preparation for this video, I researched several different recordings with the intent of giving a well-rounded lesson plan that would cover all of the aspects of Randy's guitar style. In addition to the original albums and the live tribute album, my main source of reference were the 2011 remastered versions of Blizzard of Oz, the Expanded Edition, and Diary of a Madman, Legacy Edition. These recently remastered CDs have a much clearer guitar track than the previous releases. And in some cases, they include sections which Randy played differently on an overdubbed guitar track. In addition to these recordings, I conducted many hours of research watching Randy perform at very close range on video footage from the early 1980s. To the best of my knowledge, this live video is called After Hours and was originally filmed as a live television performance. Randy's guitar tone was very distinct and recognizable. Given the chance to play through his gear, most guitar players would be hard-pressed to even come close to sounding like him. In the studio, Randy recorded multiple layers of the same guitar parts, often playing the same riff note for note, and in perfect time, making it very difficult to tell there was more than one guitar being played. Other times, Randy would intentionally layer slightly different guitar parts, adding to the thickness and depth of the guitar tracks. For this reason, these lessons will show you several examples of the chord shapes and lead runs Randy favored, both live and in the studio. It's no secret that Randy played Marshall amplifiers with a handful of effects. I chose to start with Suicide Solution to get the viewers warmed up. The main riff is very easy, and for that reason this lesson is beginner friendly. Although the album version of this song doesn't have a guitar solo, Randy did include several lead guitar fills which will keep the beginner as well as the advanced players on their toes. The song I Don't Know has more riffs and changes than most full-length albums. It starts with a hard-driving 16th note main riff, stacked with many lead fills as it repeats throughout the song. The chorus gives us a chance to breathe, but only for a short while before picking up the pace with rapidly picked arpeggios. Musical breaks have us making use of center string power chords. The halftime section gives us a thorough example of Randy's classical guitar influences, with the use of both chords and scale runs. On the studio versions, there are several guitar parts woven together, which also cause modulation, giving an even deeper chorus effect than what is actually used. Since there are several guitar parts during this section, I also referenced a video to see what Randy played live, which is an added bonus lesson at phrase 15. Here, the song builds up again to a blistering solo that manages to cover most of the fretboard. Crazy Train is a straightforward guitar anthem. Starting with a heavy intro in F-sharp minor, the song modulates to a relative A major verse, then back to F-sharp minor for the chorus, bridge, and solo, featuring a two-hand tapping intro, lots of bends, and winds down with a scale run from low to high strings. S.A.T.O starts with a variety of blended guitar parts for an eerie-sounding clean intro. When the song kicks in, Randy unloads one of his most intricate rhythm guitar parts. Although the main structure is repeated several times, we are able to witness just how brilliant Randy was as each section is repeated with a different approach and several intricate fills. After a musical break, Randy takes one of his longest recorded solos, which has us playing all over the guitar neck, often countering with ascending passages and descending melody. Randy executes sharp edge precision on the rhythm guitar parts to Believer. From a haunting main riff to a galloping verse which combines steady palm-muted lows and a fluent ascending melody, yet maintains the perfect balance of heavy metal guitar playing. Later we see a mellow halftime section incorporating more of Randy's classical influences. Then back to a chugging heavy rhythm which brings us to a searing lead guitar solo that combines blues and classical scales, ending with an ascending scale run from the 2nd fret of the low E string to the 10th fret of the high E, then back again for a deep ending. I wanted to include one of Randy's more exotic solos to round out this guitar method video. In the Diary of a Madman guitar solo, Randy mixes two scales, the A minor pentatonic, but for the most part he uses the Hungarian minor scale for a truly unique sound. I'm told Randy spent several days working on this solo in the recording studio before he was satisfied with it.